Thank you so much to everybody who is supporting me on Patreon. Your generosity and support is greatly appreciated. I love you all so much. If you like what I do and want to support me in a more personal way, then consider joining my Patreon page today. There will be a link at the top of the description. Hello and welcome to another LEGO Trainwalk Showcase video. Today, it's Gordon. There have been a number of people who have wanted me to build more Thomas characters, and the two that will come up every now and then. Thomas, of course, because, you know, it's the #1 engine. And whilst I have built Thomas, some people kind of haven't seen it yet. I suppose it's more newer people. So with Thomas made, the other character people want to see redone is Gordon. Now, I say redone because I want to tell a quick story. This is the best opportunity for me to do so. So when I first built Gordon, it looked like this. Yeah, it's a very night and day appearance. Now, this first Gordon model was put onto YouTube on November 3rd, 2019. That's nearly a year and a half ago. Now, in that time, I have learned and developed so many new building techniques and just a number of different ways to develop my LEGO trains. A lot of people have said to me, I wish I can build as good as you, and whilst it's so nice to see these comments saying that I'm a good LEGO train builder, first of all, there's still so many more people out there who are better than me. I'm just somebody who's putting my models on YouTube. Secondly, you can build your models as good as I am. Now, it took nearly a year and a half for me to go from this old model to the new model, but between then, I didn't really give it a go. I was doing other things, and again, it's all time of developing my skills and building up to this point. For you, it might take a year and a half. For you, it could be quicker. But enough time and experience and know-how will get you to my level and beyond. The wheels I have for this model are from Big Ben Bricks. These are the normal size train wheels and the standard large size drivers. Now, amazingly, I still had these spare, and there was a lot of times where I thought about just giving these away or selling these on. Thankfully, I kept a hold of them to make this incredible model, so, you know, lucky me, I guess. Now, I did have some more of these smaller wheels as well for the tender, but other conditions led to them actually being sold on, so we will get to the tender wheels later on. I was able to put this entire model together in about 5.5 hours. That is incredible, especially for me. It's not a big engine, and capturing all this detail, you know, does take some time. Like the shape of the cab, you know, where the wheels are going to be positioned, the shape of the boiler as well, deciding on some of the details, like the whistle. It's just amazing how I was able to really pull this off in one evening. Genuinely, I'm so astonished. It has been well over a month since I last built a LEGO train, and to see this result in such a small period of time blows my mind. Now, my Thomas model has a face on it, and that is from an old Thomas toy. I wanted to do the same thing with my Gordon model, and the Gordon toy that I used I will put on screen now. It's not the best thing ever, you know, the face isn't quite big enough for the LEGO model, and that's kind of understandable. I'd rather it was too small than too big, but the toy itself makes it look like it was going to be a bit bigger than I wanted. I don't know what brand or make this Gordon toy is. It's from the CGI era because it made noises, you know, of CGI voice Gordon. So yeah, if you want to dig around and try and find the same thing I used, you know, go for it, that's your own thing. But if you can find something bigger, especially if you're going to try and recreate my Gordon, then I'd recommend trying to do that. At the same time, it's not that difficult a procedure for this toy in particular to take the screws off and take the face piece off. It was all done very cleanly. The toy itself still works, it's just got no face on it, which is a bit weird, but at the same time, you know, of course it's going to happen. Just to get one last look of the boiler before we go to the tender. Everything was put together very well. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. All of the lining took about 2 hours to do, some finicky areas. Some areas where I had to try and find some more from, like I had to go through the trimline tape rolls and just pray that I had enough of the right size. And just about with the red in particular, with all these thin lines going across the boiler and the tender, I only just had enough, so thank God. But yes, this is just an amazing model to look at. I'm so happy with this. Now, at the moment, I have the tender connected to the boiler itself, and I don't really want to take them apart just for the sake of the video. It's easier just to move the model forwards. Now, the tender is tricky to get right because has a weird shape to it. It has a sort of curved shape at the front and back of the tender near the top. And trying to recreate that is not easy, so I'm using some slight pieces there. Again, I've got plenty of trimline tape going across the sides here. The number 4 is from the big yellow numbered sticker sheet that I originally bought for my LMS coronation. The wheels I'm using for the tender are standard LEGO train wheels. The middle wheel is sliding freely in the same way that my West Country class has that design. But because I didn't have any more blue wheels, I decided to experiment a bit and paint these wheels in blue. Now, it did work, and this still runs very smoothly. I'm very pleased that, you know, the paint isn't sticking to the bricks. And I can still use this on my models. I can still use this on my layout. It's such a smooth runner, this model. It really is. I suppose it's all coming down to, like, all the wheels being used. But yes, it is very good for performance, and I'm definitely going to be running this every now and then, because the fact that it's a smooth runner and it's a good looker, that's a good combination. So there we go. That is my model of Gordon. I just want to remind you all that, you know, it will take time to get to this stage where you can build a model like this in a quick enough period of time. So when I say it took me about 5.5 hours, for me, that's quick. When I made my 7 wide P2, that took a week. This is 7 wide. This is also over a year after I built the 7 wide P2. I've come a long way in terms of building LEGO trains. My skills and techniques have definitely developed. I am amazed to be able to have something like this in my collection. You can build something like this. It will take you some time, but you can get there, and eventually one day you'll be better at making LEGO trains than me. So to the people that kept on nagging me to make Gordon, thank you, because this is one of my best models ever. I love this model so much, and I love you all for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to join the Triton LEGO Railway Discord server, there is a link at the top of the description. Also at the top of the description is a link to my Patreon page. I want to say thank you to everybody who is supporting me on Patreon. Your generosity and support means so much to me. I love you all so much. Your generosity is greatly appreciated. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.